Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to ShortSalePowerHour.com. My name is Fred Weaver. My partner, Kevin Kaufman, is behind the camera, and I'm joined by my good friend and Coach Collard.
As always, keep your horns up.
All right, Coach. Hey, we're here in the Dallas area, which I know is a couple hours north of Austin, Texas, but you've been feeling the Longhorn pride here all day long.
Absolutely. Isn't it cool to talk football with you?
Yeah, it is. And look, we got this beautiful orange burnt orange wall behind us.
You gotta feel it.
Yeah.
Not like that wall.
It's good
like
stuff.
that wall.
I kind of want to shave my chest and put, Spring Texas
You know
fight.
what,
Not
guys?
again,
We'll do
Coach.
that another time.
Not
That's
again,
for
Coach.
another place, but there
That's
are
a
pictures
different
out
vlog.
there on the
Yeah.
internet somewhere floating around of Coach Collard with a shaved longhorn in his chest. Might be worth some Google searches.
Yeah.
Anyhow, we've been talking this week. We started out Monday talking about Candy Cummings and the whole baseball thing. Can you do that? No, you can't do that. And we talked about
Mindset, strategies.
Talked about commissions yesterday, but
Yeah.
specifically talked around paying a buyer's broker 2.5%. So let's talk about when you get to the bank, and the bank now actually says, well, we don't pay more than 4% commission, or we only pay 5% commission.
Okay.
Now, for the record, let's just make this really clear. The only thing that matters in a short sale transaction is savings over foreclosure.
Okay, savings to the bank.
Over foreclosure.
Meaning they're going to lose more money by foreclosing on the property, and if there's even a difference of $1 on the positive on the short sale, in fact, 1 penny on the positive on the short sale,
That's all that matters.
it's a better decision to do the short sale.
All that matters.
Always.
All that matters, guys, is that the bank is saving money by accepting the short sale rather than taking it to foreclosure. Savings over foreclosure.
Right.
So, commission guidelines and we don't pay more and all this junk, it's just crappy negotiation techniques. And I mean, I'm calling it what it is. Like, it really is low-level negotiation techniques.
It is.
Rather than appreciate the agents in the industry and just work together, it's the bank's way of trying to get every dollar they can.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm not mad at the banks because, if
No,
I was in their
no,
position,
understandable.
I would want to collect every dollar I could as well.
Right.
Okay?
But time out.
But-
Here's the philosophical miss on this, okay? The guy or the gal that's working the hardest on the transaction of anybody, that handles more of the transaction than anybody, that cares for all parties and does all the coordination for everybody in the transaction, is the one getting kicked in the groin.
Yeah.
And that's not where it works.
Well, and let me clarify my statement. If I was a bank, I would want to collect as much money as possible.
Sure.
However,
But why
if-
treat the person that does everything so bad?
Exactly. However, if I'm a bank, I look at it and I go, you know what? For an extra 1%, meaning every time I could pay the agent 6%,
Yeah.
man, wouldn't they want to work with me? So the banks out there, like, let's just call Chase out, right? Chase is notorious for not wanting to pay 6%.
Fred, are you sure you want to call banks out?
Okay, so there's this bank out there that starts with Chase, and it
ends with bank.
It ends with bank, okay, and it's not Chevy Chase, so let's cut that out.
Right.
And,
First initials JP?
maybe
There you
go.
JP
Okay.
Morgan.
Yeah.
And I think even JP Morgan himself would disagree with Chase's current stance on this,
Oh,
but
for
since
sure,
he's not around
for
to
sure.
talk to anymore,
For sure.
we won't go there. But the point of the matter is that if I'm a bank, I'm gonna pay 6% commission. Why? Because then I know agents are gonna want to work with me and we can work together rather than work against each other. Now, why do you think
but
Freddie
time out,
Mac
time
and
out, time
Fannie
out.
Mae came out
But
with
let's
those
just
guidelines?
stop that for a second right there.
Okay.
What I've seen happen is because the shenanigans around the commission disputes, you'll lose 30, 60 days in the transaction over a 0.5% commission
Yep.
when you could have closed the deal and rolled on to the next one.
And
that's a huge miss
this-
for you, Mr. Bank.
This episode isn't about loan loss reserves, but for the viewers out there that want to actually go research the word loan loss reserves,
Right.
you'll understand why waiting another 30 or 60 days is really such a big deal.
No, it's
it's
crushing.
absolutely not saving the bank any money. It's
No.
only hurting them. So
Yes.
anyway, I think we've rambled and we haven't even really gotten to where we were going here. So
But
we're going to
let's
continue
just
this
bring it
into
to us.
tomorrow, but let's bring it to a wrap here, and we'll move into tomorrow's episode, here in a moment. But at the end of the day, guys, I want everybody to understand this. There are a couple investors out there that have publicly stated they pay 6% commissions.
Right.
Those investors are Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae,
Right.
specifically. Okay,
Which-
as well as I should say FHA, because FHA pays 6% as well, and VA.
Right.
So those four, those also happen to be the four not participating in half of, but that's for an episode that we aired a couple weeks
Weird
ago.
coincidence.
Those four publicly have acknowledged that they pay 6% commission. So a lot of you guys out there are wondering, well, why am I not getting 6%? Well, it could be because the investor is not Freddie, Fannie, FHA, or VA. But you have an obligation to find out who the investor is. And if you don't know how to do that, you play detective and you go watch our videos called The First 30 Days, where we covered that several months ago, back in January.
Great stuff.
So here's the idea, guys. You've got to know who the investor is for you to be able to know what you're competing against as far as commissions.
Yep.
And then you've got to know that guidelines are just that. They're guidelines. They're in place to help the bank make a decision of savings over foreclosure. But if you've got a great offer on the property and you can show them that this is an absolute savings over foreclosure, they have no reason but to say yes to you when you demand 6% commissions.
Absolutely.
So tomorrow we'll talk about taking authority and demanding 6% commissions.
Right on.
And I don't mean hollering. We're not talking about hollering. We're talking about showing the bank that this is savings over foreclosure and you still earn 6%.
So it's actually having a little more technical conversation.
Technical conversation, absolutely.
Knowing more than your enemy, is that a good word?
Knowing more than
Your strategic partner.
strategic partner.
Or
That's a good
opponent.
way of saying it. Now,
Opponent.
you use the word enemy only because that's kind of the.
Just trying to grab their attention.
Well, it's also
Well,
the.
that's how they set it up.
Yeah, it's the system. So
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, okay.
it's not the people aren't the enemies.
No.
That's not what we're saying.
No, it's the system.
We're saying the system itself is set up to be adversarial.
Right,
So
right.
anyway,
There you go.
we're going to close it up, and Coach promises to bring it a little stronger today than he did yesterday. But I hope you guys are enjoying our week focused here on commissions, and we'll be back tomorrow with some great stories and techniques, specific techniques on how to challenge commissions to get you your rightful 6+% commission.
Did you just try to influence me?
I just said 6+%. People are going, what? You can make more than 6% commissions?
Oh God, no! I would never make 8.
Yes.
Bank of America seconds.
On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Short sale power hour.
Short sale power hour. Crush it.